And we are live. All right, welcome back, everybody. This is the Lucent Troupe, and we are the Lucent Troupe. And today we're going to be doing a Shooting the Breeze episode where we just talk about a couple of things that are on the horizon, give our opinions about it. First, I'm going to do our introductions. First is the Almighty Mutundo. What's up, man?
What up? What up? What up?
What you been working on?
You see it working on
I just
one
see a
of my
piece of hair.
characters.
Okay, yeah, there we go. There we go. Yeah, zoom out a little bit. I'm liking this design. So, what is this for?
This is for my book. I've been working on it for a while, and I'm really getting into it. This is one of my characters. He's called, ironically, his name is McMurray. He's based off of a crew member of ours. He's a mad scientist that's just too lazy to take over the world.
All right. Next is Carbon.
What's
Carbon,
up?
what's up, man? What are you working on?
Right now, I was doing the sculpt of Farron. I'm at the hardest part of the year. So
You're mumbling. Enunciate. What are you working on?
I'm working on the character Farron right now. I'm doing a head sculpt right now. And now I am working on the ears.
And you finished Gilgamesh, right?
Yes, I finished the last one.
Did you make a video? Can we see it real quick?
I mean, it's technically on my Twitter. Do you want to pull it up or?
No, go ahead. Because I got you live. I mean, I got you expanded.
I need to save this.
Just pull it up. Pull it up. Yeah.
This hair was a pain. I'm gonna be dead honest with you, bro.
Well, yeah, it looks good, man. Looks good. The face seems a little washed out, but the hair looks good, and the armor looks good.
But yeah, his hair was a pain. I don't know what I was doing. I don't know what I was.
I like it. I think it looks good.
I don't know what I was doing. I just kind of freeballed it with his hair.
Can you put the colors back on? Because for some reason his face just looks washed out. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because his eyebrows are gold, so this is giving a balance to his face. Looks good though. And this, what anime is he from?
He's from the Fates anime. Like technically, there's a mobile game too. It's like Fate Grand Order.
Mm-hmm.
But there's animes too. There's a couple. He's one of the more popular characters. He shows up in every iteration. He's mainly like a villain. He's technically a hero, but most time they make him a villain.
Hey, Brian, mute me.
But
Dude, we're about to get started.
I hope I can hear you. Just mute me.
But he's
Oh shit!
in the series, you know.
Ah, okay. All right. Well, I guess I will go next. All right, guys. I'm still working on my Orchard Organis character, Telu here, and right now I've got the basic body design done, so I'm designing her base clothing before I give her the champions belts and all that stuff like that. I should be wearing. My inspiration is kind of like some African designs, you know, with the bracelets and the neck ringy thingies. I'm giving her like a leotard type of thing, and I know it's somewhat similar to Poison Ivy's, which I'm trying to stay away from. But I don't know, it just seems the most suitable thing to put on her as far as like base clothing anyway. I'm trying to like change it up a little bit by giving her some like the little arm coverings or whatever. But yeah, so that's what I've been working on, at least for this particular project. All right. I don't know if Mr. Mutundo is ready or not.
You have plenty of time to get ready.
Yeah, you told me to mute him though. It's like, it was right at the beginning of the show.
That is him.
Just so unprepared.
Unmute me.
All right, you back? You back, Demetrius?
Yeah, I'm back.
All right. So the first thing on the roster that we're going to talk about tonight is Invincible. You guys want to talk about Invincible first, since that is the thumbnail that I made?
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Yeah, let me do present here. Share screen.
Cecil's right.
Share screen and Cecil Invincible share. I'm glad you brought that up. That's why I made the thumbnail Cecil and Invincible, because I like, as I was looking at the show, I'm like, you know, Cecil has a really good point. Like, and I'm sorry, like to me, Invincible is he's just coming off as childish. Like, I to be fair, he's a
It makes
teenager.
sense though because of his dad. Where his dad was just so evil to the point. He's like, I can't end up like him. I'm gonna refuse to kill to be nothing like that, man. I mean, it's evil. So I got to be the complete opposite of him. You know, that's kind of his viewpoint.
Well, he's also a young man, so I don't think he quite understands the morally gray nature of the world. You know what I'm saying? Um, and it just seems like Cecil, he went through something similar, and he had to change. You know what I'm saying, to be able to
I mean, he
protect
did go to
anyone.
prison too.
Huh?
He did go to prison too. So
Yeah, but even when he was in prison, remember when the guy came? He refused then too, until the guy was like, he finally convinced him. He was like, you you can't have the best of everything. You know what I'm saying? You have to sacrifice a little bit for the greater good.
yeah, you
And
can be a good man or the man that saves the world.
Yeah, and I think that I'm sorry, I think Cecil had a point. I think he had a point. And I think Mark was being childish, and maybe this is just a part of Mark's growth, because you see that throughout the episode so far. It's like he's dealing with his little brother, who has no misgivings about taking out a villain.
Oh yeah, that was
see it
crazy
again
when he
when,
did the brother guys, bro. The Blue Brothers. Yeah, that was crazy.
you see it again when he goes into the future to kill a mad immortal. But he was kind of, his hand was forced. He was like, okay, I almost have to do this for the greater good. And so it just
He's
seems
learned
like,
that lesson. Yeah,
and maybe he's maturing as a hero. But he seems to have more balance than his dad. His dad was just straight black pill, man. Just straight did not care, man. I'm like, dang. It seems like he's having a bit of a transformation too. But yeah. So what do you guys think overall?
God, it's pretty good.
It was a good episode. It was a good episode, and while watching the episode, I expected that end. I didn't expect it to be that long. It was an hour long, so you got really in depth to the story.
Yeah. I think that you can tell, like, that the art and animation isn't as fluid, and it isn't as, I mean, it's always been kind of like flat anyway, but you can tell it's a little, it's like maybe a step below season 1 and season 2.
I mean, I feel okay with it. Like,
well,
I
that's what I was about to say. I didn't.
More important than the animation. It's better than Disney, or any other company nowadays.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Like, I didn't care because the story was just so intriguing, and it wasn't like so bad that it was noticeable. It wasn't even bad. It just wasn't on the same level. I think it definitely was on the same level as that special they did with Adam and Eve. But that was a special. It was more of like a.
I mean, that was pretty. That was well animated, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't as good as that. It wasn't as good as that. But to be fair, this came out relatively not too long after the second season, so they're pumping it out, and I think they're trying to keep their audience. Because I remember when what's that anime called? Attack on Titan.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I remember like a whole year for to make the last season, bro.
No, it was worse than that, because I think like the first 2 seasons came out and it took like years for that third season, and I just lost interest. I still haven't gone back to it.
Yeah, you're right. It's better to go this route than that.
Yeah, so I think that what they're doing is smart. It's like where the animation counts, they upped it a little bit, but not so much where we're taking too long. But for the most part, man, I enjoyed watching this new season. I will say the second season, the latter part of the second season, just I wasn't feeling it. But it seems like it was just really more of a build up for this season, which I'm fine with. Overall, man, this is just a good show. It's just a really good show. What are your thoughts, Mr. Mutundo?
It's a phenomenal show, actually. Like, compared to most of the stuff that they have on networks these days, like, it keeps my attention. Of course, I read up on the story, but they're actually mixing it up enough for it to still be intriguing. And that's the one thing, like, for the people who actually read the source material, for it to still like, okay, I know what's going to happen, but I just want to see it, what's going to happen. That's it's pretty good.
Yeah, I think that I think I agree. I think I maybe I underappreciated it. It's actually a really good show. It's not just, pretty good. It's really good. And I think one of the cool things about it is that it's really kind of like more of a modern take on the Superman mythos, um, and a more realistic take, I think, because the way they write Superman, he has a lot of plot armor. They write him as like this perfect uh, guy who always does the right thing. And maybe there's been stories. I'm pretty sure there's stories where where he's struggled on whether or not he's doing the right thing or not. But it's like a constant thing in Invincible, and it really humanizes him. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like Spider-Man. It's like a Superman version of Spider-Man. With the whole with great power comes great responsibility thing. I think that kind of really sort of defines this series. But instead of like street level heroes, you're dealing with practical gods. You know what I'm saying? Um, so I like where they're going with it, man. I like to see Mark's maturing his maturity as he gets older, and he's getting it from all sides. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's his little brother, like I said before, or whether it's from a demigod from the future who's gone mad or whatever. I like to see that he's that sometimes you got to take that left hand path. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to wallow in it, but sometimes you got to take it if you for the greater good. Yeah. Any other thoughts on the show?
I just hope they keep up the same quality, because that's and don't try to cut corners. Where they have cut corners, they've teased. They've had funny, like on season 2 when they're like giving little animation tricks and stuff. They made fun of that. Like or it's just as long as they keep on the same path versus shows like, okay, we got a fan base and they're gonna come back no matter what. Like when they don't appreciate their crowd, their core demographic.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I guess as long as they keep the right creative team behind it, you shouldn't have to worry too much. And plus, they just have such great source material.
Yeah.
You know who I kind of felt sorry for was the gay couple who were poor and they were trying to do the right thing and they just kept getting a lot of bad luck. And they were like, screw it, we're just gonna go rob this bank. We're gonna use our power to get this money. And then Invincible just comes, he's no care in the world. He beats him up and he detains him. It's like you saw it from like maybe how someone could become a villain, but they weren't really villains. It was like, we're just trying to survive. You know what I'm saying? So that was interesting. I thought that was interesting because I thought maybe they would have some kind of moment where Mark takes some time out to hear their story or whatever, but that doesn't happen. He just beats him up. And you see him later on, they're in cuffs and they're in jail.
All the villains are bad. That's such a cool theme. Like Mark doesn't want to kill the villains, but if you're not willing to reform them, then what do you want them to do? They're just gonna keep breaking out of jail and being criminals, right? Like Cecil actually has the right idea, right? He's like, yo, you're a bad person, but you can at least do some good. You can atone to some degree. Witchcraft was still in prison, and prison does not change people.
Yeah, he said that. He said that in one of the episodes. He was like, he said that in one of the episodes. He was like, heroes sometimes lose their way, and villains sometimes, become the heroes or whatever. And then he was like, that's just life. It's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? It was that once. I think it was a Batman who said it. If you live long enough
to be the hero,
yeah, what did he say?
You either be the hero or live long enough to see yourself become
the villain. Yeah, because you get jaded. You start to lose faith in humanity and shit like that. Or things happen to you. A lot of trauma and stuff like that happens to you, and trauma can push somebody over the edge or make them think differently about their former values or whatever. So that's why the show is so good, man, because I think it really touches on, that human aspect. I once said to somebody, I was like, if you think about what humans are, we're purpose machines. Like we find purpose in things. What I'm saying? It can have no intrinsic value at all, but we'll find her like religion. People make up stories and stuff like that because they want to believe in something, and that's a really good trait to have, but can also be a really bad trait because you can get brainwashed and stuff like that, or used by people who aren't as susceptible to that, that type of mindset. Um, so I like this. It's a very morally gray show, and I think it just works for this time period. Whereas Superman, unfortunately, just doesn't seem to work as much.
At least in the modern day, yeah.
But at least,
Well-
but Mark isn't like, the cool thing though is Mark isn't like a Homelander or a or Omni Man. He's still kind of like Clark Kent. He wants to do the right thing. He was raised up, with good values and stuff like that. But he's struggling with them. Like he's struggling with the fact that the world is morally gray, and that morality itself is subjective. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people don't like to hear that, but it is. I mean, it just is. And we know it is because you could have been born in a totally different part of the world, and they might have social mores and moralities that are different than this part of the world or whatever. If it was objective, if it was true for everybody. Now there's some things that I think are somewhat true for most humans. Like most societies usually have some kind of some kind of legal what's the term I'm looking for? Like they don't dang, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm having a brain fart. Like when it comes to like murder and stuff like that, most societies say, okay, murder's wrong. Yeah. Now there's exceptions, like human sacrifice and stuff like that. But then one could argue is that murder, depending on their laws. You see what I'm saying? Where you can get like, from an outsider looking in, it would be murder, but from inside looking out, it's like, no, this is part of our culture. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, it's one of those types of things. It's like it's all relative. And you kind of see that with Omni-Man. Omni-Man was raised to be a tyrant. That's all he knows. That's all he knows. Or whatever, until he,
they tamed him.
Came to Earth and had a family, got a wife and everything, stuff like that. And
They
it was
tamed the
hard.
man.
Yeah, it was hard for him to break out of that mentality. It's still hard for him.
But like, it's just an overall good series so far. I mean, I have no complaints all around. Even with the stuff that's been changed, it's been changed for the better.
I wonder if they're going to do the one thing with the female Viltrumite. Yeah, Nissa.
Well,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. That's a core. That's a core part of the story, though, man.
Yeah, they kind of have to.
Yeah.
It's going to be censored probably to some degree, but it's going to happen.
Cause I'm like, yo, that's when you want to talk about sending a message and having some morally gray. Well, I mean, that's not even morally gray, but it's definitely a reversal of things. That's for sure. You want to know is how strong is that Alan the Alien guy now?
Oh, dude, he's pretty strong, dude.
Yeah, but they don't really explain why. Like, how did he get that strong?
Remember it happened in the last season where there was some kind of thing, wasn't that other guy gave him?
No,
the old Ultimate gave him.
No, he was genetically engineered to be that strong.
Oh,
yeah.
Is he sort of like Saiyans? If he gets beat up, he gets like a Zenkai
Yeah,
boost?
pretty much.
Okay, I got you. Viltrumites are similar to that, right?
No, they're similar to Kryptonians. Like the longer they stay alive. Well, yeah, they do have some aspects of like Saiyans. Like when they recover fast and they like body usually.
Yeah, because they're like if you don't. Yeah, it's like if you don't damage their heart, they can regenerate.
Yeah. Or their brain, because man, that one guy got brain.
Yeah, I guess that's lights out too after that. That was a crazy
Yeah,
scene,
if
too.
important organs get damaged, they can't regenerate that, basically.
Yeah, it's Alan the alien and then Battle Beast. Like, how is he so strong?
He was.
I know he's like a bounty hunter.
No, he was cursed for the lust for battle, and like after he subdued his planet, he went off into the universe looking for a fight and been whooping ass ever since.
Kind of bored a little bit.
You heard what I said? Like, yeah, I think he was like the lore is he was cursed.
No.
The lore is he like was cursed with a battle lust, and he subdued his planet, and on his planet he's seen as like a god.
Borgin, dude.
I don't know why.
He's not Borgin. It's on your end, man.
Is it might be my end?
Yeah, it's gotta be your end, bro.
He wasn't Borgin. He wasn't Borgin. Huh?
It was not Borgin for me. He's Borgin for you.
Okay. Yeah, he was Borgin for me. I'm recording it though, so he is Borgin for me. Are you back, Matundo?
Yeah, I'm being here. Can you? Am I Borgin still?
Oh, okay. No, you good. You good.
So, yeah, he was cursed with a lust for battle.
Yeah, but how does that make him stronger?
He could be infinitely training, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know, but he's been whooping ass ever since. So, that's how it is.
Whooping ass ever since. All right. Any last thoughts about Invincible?
You know what? But Adam Eve doesn't get she even in the books that she doesn't give the credit that she deserves, even in the books. She is clearly the strongest person in that universe.
She kind of reminds me of Scarlet Witch. Kind of unassuming, but then when you actually look at what her power is, she's just extremely powerful. I mean, she's practically immortal, right?
Yeah. Yeah, practically immortal. But
I mean, if she can like, basically just create things out of thin air.
Well,
but she's not unlimitedly strong. She has to know the molecular level of it, right? If she doesn't know it, she can't destroy it. Remember when underground, she couldn't destroy some of that stuff?
We didn't say she was unlimitedly strong. We're saying she's practically immortal, though.
Well, you remember at the end of her special, she had dampeners on her powers where she could only affect inorganic things until she got her something. I forgot what happened to her, but she can affect organic matter. So she's insanely strong.
Perfect fit for Mark, that's for sure. She's way nicer than that one chick too. What was that one chick's name? Anissa? No, Anissa was
Amber.
Oh my god, Amber was like, oh, she's so annoying.
Zazzy Beats.
So annoying, boy. I was so glad they broke up.
You want to know what I like about Invincible? Like, and I'm talking about the comic book now. He still goes through real life situations. It's like you said, it's similar to Spider-Man, but like speaking of Amber, like they break up and she starts dating this other dude who's terrible for her, and he still have to go over there and intervene on like, oh, well, if you do this again, I'm gonna kill you. Like.
Hilarious.
Yeah, like I think out of all of Robert Kirkman's works,
do you think she's like a cautionary tale for like modern women?
I don't know. I mean,
they put a lot of tropes in her. Dude. It was like straight out of like red pill.
I don't know, but I just hope like what they plan on, what happens in the comic to her doesn't happen to her on the show, especially with
Don't even say it. I
palette,
don't know.
especially
I
with
don't
the
wanna know.
palette swap.
Yeah, I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Okay,
Don't say it.
all
We'll
right.
find out.
So
I mean, I know
yeah.
a little bit about the comic, but I don't know all the details. I know the overarching things that happen, but I don't know all the little details. So now I want to find out. Don't say anything. Don't say anything.
I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just hoping it
Oh.
doesn't happen. That's all I gotta say about it. Like, it's a damn good comic. Like out of all of Robert Kirkman's works, you know, I'm actually still impressed with this. There's not that many things that hold my attention this long.
Yeah. What else did he do?
Walking Dead.
Oh, that's the same guy who did The Walking Dead?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know he did Invincible also. Did not know that. Did not know that.
Well, problem with The Walking Dead, they deviated from all the good stuff you wanted to see so much. And then they try to add so much to it. It's like, man, I'm just not interested anymore.
I never read the comic, but man, after the third season, it's just like,
Exactly.
I'm good. I'm good. I don't need to see a drama, a human drama, and during the apocalypse. I don't need that drawn out. That's what I'm saying. I guess is what I'm saying.
Oh,
Like,
speaking of Walking Dead, and did y'all know that the Boondocks turned 25 this year?
25? It's been that long?
It's been that long.
Jeez.
Like,
I know they were trying to do a
third movie or a TV show, I think.
Yeah, but I guess it didn't pan out. And what's his name died too, right?
Chris.
One of the actors died. Yeah.
I think the old man. Hold on. One of the twins or
grandpa.
Norma Reedus. Norma Reedus is still alive and kicking because he's still riding that Walking Dead money. So
all right. Let's move on to the next subject since we're already reforming here. So Invincible is done. So the next thing we're going to talk about is Dragon Ball Daima. I got some things to say about this. The last episode of Dragon Ball Daima. Let's see here.
The shit is dope. I don't give a fuck what you got to say. It's just dope.
All right. Here's my look. We all, if you haven't seen it yet, we get to see Super Saiyan 4 inside Dragon Ball, the last episode of Dragon Ball Daima. Look, when I saw it, I was like, oh crap, Super Saiyan 4. And then they panned out. Let me see if I can find it real quick. And they showed his full body. Let's see, Dragon Ball.
I mean, there's something about the design I don't like, and I think we're gonna be thinking about this.
What the world, bro?
Yeah, as soon as
that's not Super Saiyan 4.
Find the image here. As soon as I find the image, because everything else, here it is right here. Let's see, looks like Super Saiyan 4.
They don't mess up his design, bro. Super Saiyan 4 used to be one of the coolest designs, and they messed it up.
Dang it, man!
What'd they do?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? This is the canon Super Saiyan 4.
But it looks like the powered up version of Super Saiyan 4. Like,
well, Gogeta's.
If you look at the adult version of Super Saiyan 4, like the hairy arms goes all the way down
to his wrist.
So his wrist, his wristband covers it. Whereas this, it looks like they got, I don't know, it just looks like a bad design. Like it doesn't flow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they ruined his design for sure, bro. They ruined it.
Huh?
They ruined it, bro.
Hey, why is it so small?
Mhm.
Oh man.
It was dope. Like the action and stuff was dope, and I like seeing it. But they're gonna have to do some explaining too. Like
You want to know what I liked about? You
how
want to know
was
what I liked about?
how was the Namek able to do that, and what exactly was he doing? Was he just like unleashing his full potential? Because I know Nameks can do that sometimes, right?
Yeah, he did it. Gohan. Guru did it. Gohan and Krillin
Yeah.
on Namek. But no. One thing I liked about it was this: he didn't fight like Goku anymore. When you really look at it, he was fighting. He was fighting like
Yeah, no, he
ape.
was like way more aggressive. Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was way more aggressive. Yeah.
He was fighting like an ape. He was swinging. Well, you seen him swing on things like the tail, but like when he was running on all fours. I was like, man, that's dope.
Yeah. He was way more aggressive, I thought. But I think that's what the Namek did. He just kind of unlocked his full potential.
His bestial side. I would say his full potential, but it's more beast-like.
Yeah. Well, I was not saying full potential because remember, aren't they supposed to be more powerful when they have the tails? Or is it the opposite? No, they're less aggressive when they have the tails.
I don't know.
They're less aggressive when they have the tails, and that's why. Yeah, that's why. Because remember when Goku was a little kid, he was a real rascal, and it wasn't until his tail got cut off accidentally that he became, a much more sweet, like a sweet little boy or whatever. But he was a real handful for Gohan to
that's not what.
Yeah.
No,
because
he fell his head.
Hmm?
He felt like
I
he
thought
got
his tail
bumped in
got
his
cut
head.
off.
Yeah, it was
That's right.
definitely
He had his tail. Yeah, he was hitting his head. Yeah, so I was totally fabricating that in my head. You're right, because he had his tail in Dragon Ball.
Yeah, but
he got to cut off during. He got to cut off.
Like almost an adult.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
but what it's like they ran out of red. What is one thing I do like?
Well, the result design is better, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
So
go ahead.
It's like they ran out of red ink. To be honest, like, well,
yeah, it don't look right. Like it doesn't flow right. You know what I'm saying?
No, I like the power up scene, but I still like
I thought it was funny when Imagine Do, mimicked his hair.
Yeah,
that was hilarious.
Like it, but I still think it's dope. I think the animation was dope. I just still would have gave him the golden eyes.
Yeah, the animation was dope. It was a lot of fun to watch. Yeah, it was a lot of fun to watch. But this doesn't this look like more like the remember when Goku and
it looks like Gogeta.
Yeah, it looks like Gogeta. Super Saiyan 4. Yeah. Looks like Gogeta for Super Saiyan 4, you're right. Because they had the red hair.
But
that's the other thing. When they transformed to Super Saiyan 4, why did they get new clothes?
He didn't get new clothes.
Like, what is that?
Well, that's his like
but they always do that for Super Saiyan 4. Like, why is that?
I don't know, but it's like his pants, like it blew off his shirt and it blew off his shirt and blew off his belt.
See, that I think that would be cooler. Like if it, it blows off his shirt, but it keeps the pants. Kind of like when he first turned Super Saiyan. But they get a whole new outfit. Like the magic gives him a new outfit. This solo leveling is dope, by the way.
But no, the thing about it is this: like towards the end of the episode, he gets all his clothes back, and his tail disappears. Yeah. Like that's one thing I didn't like. Like, what is up with that?
Well, it looks like that eye orb thing was maybe reversing time or something like that. They got a lot. Like they got what? One more episode left. They got a lot of explaining to do.
Two more.
I think I'm explaining nothing in this series.
Two more. Yeah.
So I want to know why that eye thing is so powerful. I want to know what exactly did the Namek do to Goku to get him to that form. And why they never discuss it. In other places. Why you figure Goku gets a new form? He's gonna try to master that bad boy, even if he came to it artificially. But you don't even hear about it as Super.
Well, no, you don't.
Plot
don't.
hole.
But you know
He
what?
doesn't. He doesn't use the transformation, and they're probably gonna do
He does.
some plot.
They're
They're gonna
probably
probably do
gonna
some
do it
plot device like,
like
well, you can only do that once
well,
because your
but
will and your heart was pure, so I was able to do it. So you only do it once.
but they have Super is coming back. The manga's coming back next week, I believe.
For him.
Yeah, but it's gonna be about Goten and Trunks.
That's gonna be suck, bro.
I thought they already did that.
I already said that series up for failure, bro.
I wouldn't say necessary failure, but they need to do something that give them some.
Dude, Goten and
time.
Trunks, like okay, it's not like it's future Trunks. It's like modern day Trunks. Like modern times Trunks is trash. I'm sorry, he's not good. Future Trunks, okay, future Trunks is cool. I'm sorry, but modern Trunks is trash.
Are they doing the one thing where they become superheroes?
Yeah,
I remember looking at that and I was like, let's see if we can find
I
it.
tell you, that's gonna fail.
I mean, like the costume was like straight
It's going
trash.
to fail, bro.
Gohan.
They got it from Gohan, bro. Remember how
Bro,
Gohan had that
Goten.
Saiyan Man too, bro?
Yeah, but his suit looked way cooler. Goten,
Man, all the superhero suits are trash, bro.
Trunks,
Like they can't make no better suits. Like who, bro?
Dragon,
This doesn't make no sense, bro.
Ball, superhero unit.
Super suits are bad, bro.
Uniforms. Yeah, look at this. This junk looks like trash, dude. Like you could tell Akira Toriyama did not design this. You could just tell.
oh, Tom did
This looks like garbage, dude. Like straight garbage. It just doesn't look. It doesn't look good. Like it's just not cool looking. But when you look at Great Saiyaman, I'm sorry, he just looks way cooler than this. It's not a good look. It's not. They're not good looking costumes.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The design is just not good. Like, look at this. You know, like trash, dude. What the hell is that? It's not good. It's just not good.
Kind of modified like sand armor, not say, but
I mean, I know they're trying to like make it somewhat jokey or whatever, but come on, man.
They can't make something cool. Like, come on.
And I don't mind seeing an arc based around them.
Well, it's
great. It's a great Saiyaman. Sorry, that looks way cool. I mean, yeah, he's goofy too. But it just looks cooler. I'm sorry. It looks like something like one of them 80s cartoons that was designed and animated. They have helmets and stuff like that.
It's bad. Like they just gotta stop making superheroes. They're trying to do the
I remember Great Saiyaman. He like stopped a bullet with his hand.
I'm sorry, bro. Even Power Rangers is better than this, bro.
Come on, you can't tell me Gohan doesn't look cool, powered up like that.
It's because he's Super Saiyan, man.
Outfit on.
Super Saiyan makes anybody look cool.
But even that's not true because they show Gotenks and
he doesn't have all that aura he has in that
uniform.
picture.
I'm gonna go back
to like that. They didn't give him the aura like that. They gave him that aura.
And they still no. They still look stupid. They
gave him that aura. They would look cool too.
They still look stupid.
Yeah, because Gohan did go.
It don't matter, dude. Look how dumb they look.
Goten did go.
They don't have an aura on them, bro. They have no aura. They don't have that Super Saiyan aura.
Nah, they look out. This
they made that aura outline around them. They would look cool.
No, they would not. They would look cooler, but they wouldn't look cool. Come on, man. Dang, I just want
they finally decided to age the characters up. Remember, like stuck at the same age for like, dang, or even since I was a kid, they was a kid.
See if I can.
Yeah, they were stuck as a kid for like 10, 15 years now.
Oh, one thing I don't like about the being grown, like Trunks here stays the same, and But
Yeah, they're
Ghost
gonna make
hair,
this trunks look different than the other trunks, bro. I'm sorry, but now you're gonna get future trunks and this trunk mixed up, man. Like, why can't they make this trunks look different, man?
well, there is a difference. One's hair is purple, one's hair is blue.
I'm sorry.
What do you mean? Remember they made the other
I
trunks?
am
No, they made
sorry.
the future trunks hair is blue too in this timeline. Remember they made his hair blue and they brought him back. Remember? So both trunks
still.
have blue hair.
Yeah, why is there that hair color difference for?
Yeah,
Because
Because sometimes they had Boma's hair.
it's purple
I know
and
sometimes
blue.
they had Boma's hair as purple too. Yeah.
it's stupid that they do that, but
Like
they
in
gotta make it their mom with his hair
recently
colors,
they've been doing blue, but I know back in the day sometimes it would be kind of like a lavender.
bro.
kind of color.
Tori Owen, he forgets everything. I know about that. He just
I
forgets.
know.
He's forgetful,
You do
bro.
forget
How
stuff.
can you be so forgetful? It doesn't make no kind of sense, bro. How do you forget like stuff like that about your characters midway through this? How does that happen? Like a hair color? How do you forget that?
Yeah, he do be forgetting stuff.
Like G folks, have you ever forgotten a character's hair color midway through your story? Has that ever happened?
I'm
He
sure.
forgot-
Like,
He forgot entirely about Launch, remember?
Yeah, he just get the whole kid. I'm like, how does this
he
happen?
did. I mean, he's not a very
understand.
consequential character, so that makes sense. But I'm sorry. Even with their Super Saiyan, they look cooler with the Super Saiyan, but those outfits still look stupid. They still look dumb. It's like a lame version of Saiyan armor. It's not cool. Uncool. Look at this. Look at this. Come on.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
It's lame.
Dude, you
It's
would
lame,
never
man.
see Future Trunks wear
not-
something like that, bro. See, that's why Future Trunks, man. Future Trunks was clothes were cool. I'm sorry, bro.
Well, to be fair though, Future Trunks was raised differently though.
I know, but he would never be costed
You
in
know what I'm
something
saying?
like
He
that,
didn't have
bro.
a good childhood.
I know, but he would never wear something like that. Look at his clothes. He looks cool. Even actually, the old Trunks was
So
cooler. But it's like
he's not gonna be as as quirky and fun loving.
I know he
Future
looks
Trunks
cool.
is cooler. I
Like,
forgot he went Super
Can't
Saiyan.
you make
He went
superheroes
Super
look
Saiyan 3
cool?
with the sword.
Like, come on now.
You never went Super Saiyan 3?
No, it's the they have like this one story where
That's what it
it's like
looked
a
like,
what if kind of thing where everybody goes Super Saiyan 3. Even Vegeta gets Super Saiyan 3 in the what if story. Like everybody gets Super Saiyan guy.
Did he go Super Saiyan 3 or Super Saiyan? But did he
God.
go Super Saiyan 3 or Super Saiyan 2 when he defeated Zamasu? Or was like a different type
I
of
remember some kind of
transformation?
special version.
Super Saiyan Rage.
It's like its sword like absorbed into
Yeah.
Super Saiyan Rage.
Yeah,
That's what it's called.
It was a crazy
Super Saiyan Rage.
Is that
It's
what
called
it
Super
is?
Saiyan Rage. Yeah.
Super Saiyan Rage.
Yeah, there you go.
So it's like an enhanced version of 2.
Yeah, pretty much. You know what I wish they would do with Dragon Ball? Because, I understand
kind of
that
like
all-
the Zamasu arc a little bit. It was a little different. I didn't like. You know what I didn't like though? I didn't like the
How they brought back
I
Trunks.
went back in time and I
It's not
took
done that, man,
Goku's
like that.
body or whatever. I didn't like that. I didn't like the whole Goku Black thing.
What do you think he
I
should
think
have
he should
swapped
have just
bodies
kept it
with
like,
then?
okay, this is Zamasu. I don't think he should swap bodies at all. I think he should have just. He's like, he could have been like, okay, if Mortal can get this strong, I'm a freaking Glend. If I train really, really hard and I use all my skills and abilities at this time, I can match their power or something like. I don't know,
Wouldn't
something
it be
like that.
similar to like Frieza's thing though?
Yeah, I guess it would be similar to Frieza. I just thought the Goku Black thing was cheap.
I mean, yeah, but they had to be different than Frieza. That was the why they did that, you know.
They'll do something different. Why gotta we've seen so many versions of Goku already. We don't need more. I'm sorry, boy. That art in freaking Z just destroys Superman.
It's kind of sad too, but it does. Especially you talk about early Super Robert. It was just a meme looking at some of the pictures. Like you look at that Beerus photo, it says on Beerus like
Yeah, it was really bad. Early Super.
And they
It got a little better,
God on it, bro.
especially when they got to closer to the Universal arcs. Yeah,
Oh yeah, these are bad, bro. And that early part of it.
but at least the Zamasu arc dared to be different, other than taking in Goku's body, but like a Glen. It kind of reminded me of the Cell Saga. What was that? You're Borging. You're Borg. You're Borging.
We're not talking. What are you
You're
talking about?
Borging.
Is-
What'd you say? You said something. You said something, but I couldn't hear what you were saying.
I wasn't even saying anything. You said I was bored. I wasn't even talking. I'm just watching you scroll through the thing, man.
Oh, you were talking for sure because it kept going in and out. But yeah, man. Overall, I'm enjoying Daima. It looks really good. Daima looks really good. I like the art direction and backgrounds. It's very the the characters are immersed in the worlds. Where sometimes when you looked at Z, it just didn't seem like it was immersed. Maybe because it just looks so flat sometimes.
Well, the original Dragon Ball was more of a adventure. Z was Z
You
didn't
know
have
what I
that
get?
same.
Sometimes when you watch Z, Goku just seems way more adult and serious. But then in Super, he was like a complete idiot.
Yeah, they
I
dumped
didn't
him
like
down
that.
quite a bit.
Yeah, I didn't like how they did that. That was lame.
Like Goku. Well, I think he just still wanted that same innocent character, but but it just didn't work anymore. Yeah. Like one of the best moments in Z is when him and Vegeta, Vegeta about to go at it, and he about to blast Spring Guy.
Yeah.
Like, hey man, you all good and we're gonna be cool and all, but if you don't got the way, I'm gonna shoot you in the face. that's dope. Like, I will shoot you in the face. So please get out my way. I don't have to resort to violence. Thank you.
I've been
sir.
watching this one. I've been watching this one guy on YouTube. He's been breaking down like DBZ fights, but like breaking it down like it's an actual fight, like it's a boxing match. It's so funny. It's so funny, dude. I gotta find. I can't remember the name of the guy's channel, but he's so good. He's hilarious, man. And you know what's funny is watching him break down the fights. You see just man how much thought they actually put into the action in some of those. Because sometimes it's so fast you can't always see what's going on. But there's some things that you can see. Oh wow, they actually put some thought in, in how this is playing out. It's pretty cool.
But yeah, the back to Daima, man. I liked everything about it, like how he's moving. The one move where he flipped up in the air and came down and punched him. I it was just overall just a dope fight. Now, character design aside, I still give Daima high marks.
Yeah, it's a good show, man. It's a good show. It's a nice, fun adventure, little side adventure or whatever. I really like the theme song. The theme song always gets me amped to watch it.
Yeah, I still think the best Dragon Ball theme song was Rock the Dragon. Maybe because that's the
Rock
first one we ever heard. But
you want to talk about get you amped?
Boy, got played.
We heard that. We heard them joints. We were. I think I started watching Dragon Ball Z when I was in middle school, dude. I remember it came on Fox. And you hear that music, boy. It's like, oh shit, it's about to be on because it was just so different to anything. I mean, you want to talk about it was like just so different to all the other action shows we used to watch, man. It was just wild, man. And we couldn't wait to see it. And I remember they didn't get through the Saiyan saga
until we were in damn near high school.
Yeah, and it left Fox, and then I remember I had heard rumors about them creating something called the Cartoon Network. But when it first came out, you had to have like a paid version. You had to pay for it. It wasn't like, I mean, you had to pay for cable, but it wasn't part of like a cable package. You almost had to pay for it like Disney or whatever. So for a long time, I couldn't see it until it finally became like a regular network show or network station.
And then the way I finished the Saiyan saga, man, there was this one kid, his dad was like stationed in Japan, would send the videotapes It's like, man, like speaking of Dragon Ball, man, that was one like last year. That was one of my saddest moments. Like I thought I was sad. Yeah, I thought I was sad when
To me, that just kind of came out of nowhere. I didn't even know he was unhealthy.
Like I thought I was sad when Guitar Miura died, but I was sad when well,
you gotta think he created a character that's as popular as Superman now. Everybody knows who Goku is.
They always keep trying to make Superman fight him.
He created one of the most iconic characters ever, you know. And it came out
of
Asia.
Thing to do.
I was just talking to somebody the other day. I was like, if you look at American power, you can just see how it's waning, because not only are we being matched militarily by places like China, but even with soft power, we were talking about this in the last podcast, how like
people don't see America in a good light right now, bro. They definitely don't. Like most
well, it's not just that. I'm talking about soft power when it comes to entertainment. Like if you look at
our games are trash, movies, everything.
Games trash. If you look at the American comics, it's the younger
India is the only thing saving as far as like animation goes. India's the only thing that America.
Yeah, younger people.
The smaller stuff like Invincible, like are some of the fan works at this point. But like canon, like AAA stuff. I'm sorry, bro. Like anybody looks at AAA stuff from America, they're like, man, that's trash. I watch it from literally anywhere else in the world, because they know how to make stuff that the fans want to see. Now I know live action remake of the same movie, Disney. We're tired of that, bro. You need to go back to animation.
That's what sucks, because there's so many cool concepts out there in the independent sphere or whatever, but they don't want to take a chance on it because it's not, tested or or whatever. They're not taking chances on things
on their own nowadays. Like at this point, it's not worth it to join a big company, because they're just gonna ruin your story anyway. They're gonna be, oh, that doesn't go against our guidelines or whatever,
Yeah.
So it's
speaking of which, since we are on that, Caleb, I'm trying to use your point as a segue to the next point here. So speaking of which, we're gonna go to the Knights of Guinevere. Actually, I'm gonna go to YouTube.
I'll be perfectly honest. I didn't. Okay, good. Something.
Yeah, we're gonna watch it. We're gonna watch a teaser. Yeah. So this is the next segment.
Knights of Guinevere.
All right. You want to the context for this, Caleb?
I love
so that Mr. Matundo can sort of understand why we're watching this. Go ahead, Caleb.
Right now, it's a big explosion of indie
Carpy, you there?
Yeah, I'm talking right now, man. But yeah, it's a big explosion of indie animation right now, and this is from the same person. What he said, the show Owl House, I think. I don't know. I think that's what they made, but
yeah, Owl House. Yeah.
Basically, what Glitch does, they take basically indie pilots. It's like if you have a decent indie story, they'll be like, okay, we'll take you, come to our company, we'll send some people to help you. We'll let you keep the same story. You just put it on our channel. It's kind of something that they'll work with you.
Yeah.
And help you release your concept, whatever. You have like a fully made concept to help you out. And that's what we're doing with this person. They did it with a couple of. I've showed you some of their stuff before. The other stuff I showed you guys are complaining, of course. But it's like, hey, this is where indie's going. This is what the bigger indie studios right now. If you want to do it,
I mean, look, we were complaining because it just did. We were complaining because we just didn't like, we didn't like whatever it is that they were doing. We just weren't interested in it. But I did applaud it. Remember, I was like, I'm glad that this is happening, though. I'm glad that people are going the independent route and doing their own thing without having to rely on some big studio.
Yeah. At least our studios are opening up that, kind of accept indie people, and they don't change your story, and they're willing to help you out. As long as you have you kind of already have to be somewhat established to like a small degree, but they're willing to help people out, though.
All right. Without further ado, let's watch this teaser of Knights of Guinevere.
She's dreaming. Oh shit, she's picking up. Hey, hold her down!
coming sometime this year, hopefully. That's interesting. So what is she, like a automaton that's stuck in some kind of virtual world or something like that?
That's what it looks like. I mean, it would definitely match up with some of
Let's
the
read.
other
It says
stuff
Knights
they've
of
done
Guinevere is an
on
indie
their channel.
animated. It says right here, it says Knights of Guinevere is an indie animated sci-fi psychological thriller in our first 2D animated show. Pilot episode set to come out late this year, hopefully. Interesting. Interesting. I haven't seen Owl House. I've heard good things about it. Uh, this isn't my cup of tea as far as when it comes to style. I can respect it though. I respected the skill that goes into creating it. I might give it a shot because the 3D stuff you were showing us from this studio, I just didn't really care for. I didn't really care for the stories either. This seems a little bit more closer to the type of thing that I would like as far as the style of the artwork. Because I'm just not a big 3D guy unless it's very well done, like Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Dude, indie studios don't have that kind
Or
of budget, bro. What do you mean?
what's that game? What's that game called? What's that
I'm
game
talking about
called?
Guilty Gear, bro.
Guilty Gear or Dragon Ball Z
Dude,
Fighter or whatever.
Indie studios don't have that budget, but you talk about millions of dollars.
Well, what
for
about
the
that? What
best
about that?
people in the world
What about that?
animation.
What about that indie studio that just won an Oscar? Indie animation studio just won an Oscar. I like that style. I thought they did a good job with 3D stylizing it, and they did it all in Blender. This one right here, how the black cat and Flow served as a whatever. They did all this in Blender. They didn't have some huge team.
This is the first film
Doesn't mean
I've
they don't have
actually
experts.
Yeah, what's wrong with this
Like,
thing?
what do you mean?
Oscars.
Oh, there we go. Okay. All right, I was
Whoever was
playing.
doing
Hold
it, they had an extra person. Like,
this is the first film I've actually directed.
there's very few people in the
Before
world
I was
as far as
just a
3D goes that can
filmmaker, but
stylize
this
this
time I'm
level
actually
efficiently.
experience of learning how to work
We're only in the
together and how
thousands
to
at
trust
best.
others, because I used to work alone, and I thought the cat would be the perfect protagonist for this character arc, which starts out as this kind of very independent character and learns to trust others. I wanted to create this sense that you are the cat in the film. I wanted to create that subjective kind of following the characters, which I feel like is something that hasn't been explored in animation. You can touch the wetness of the water, you can like sense these textures and to have this sensual kind of experience. And I think that's really cool that with cinema you can create this, you can go and feel what it's like being a cat.
So there you go.
This
I mean,
is the first film
he created a stylized look. Sounds like he had a small team. They did it all in Blender. They didn't have like super fancy special tools or whatever. So there you go. There you go.
I
Guys.
was
There's no
fancy
excuses.
tools. You don't know about that, bro. Have you seen some of the add-ons that people use on
No
Blender, bro?
excuses. No excuses.
There is it. We don't know what tools he could have
No
been using some
excuses,
add-ons,
Carver.
some tools. Who knows that he made it?
No
Look at this man's art.
excuses. What is the thing called? What's it called? Flow? Let's look up some images of it.
We need to look at his art to see what kind of work he's been doing. But I'm saying, yeah, you don't know.
We looked at it before. Remember, we watched his first couple of short films that he did by himself. But all this was done in Blender.
Just being done in Blender doesn't mean
so
that. How did he do it in Blender? That's the real question. Like I said, he could have been using add-ons, all kinds of things,
I remember when I looked at it, it was like they didn't. I don't think they use any like super special whatever. It was primarily done in Blender.
Oh, but you understand when it comes to tune
yeah,
chain, you have to modify Blender because Blender as of right now can't do tune chain like that on its own. It has to be modified in certain ways. You have to know the back end of Blender to modify it to the tune chain the way you want to when it comes to stylize. So that's what I mean. I show you the ways people do stylized stuff. You see how complicated it is. You have to modify Blender to be like that. It doesn't go on the package like that, bro. It's not made to do non-photorealistic rendering by itself. NPR or whatever.
Would you say what you're working on now is stylized? Would you say what you're working on now is stylized?
Not tune shaded. No, it'll still be a photorealistic. It would still be a PBR. It wouldn't be NPR. It'd be PBR.
Well, I'm not.
Because I don't
I'm
do
not
like
saying.
stylized
I'm not
shadows.
saying tune shaded. That's not what I asked you. That's not what I asked you. I said, would you consider what you're working on now? Would that be considered stylized?
I mean, it'd be considered stylized PBR. There's two different. You got to remember, like the PBR and NPR is two different things. So you got what is it? Photorealistic rendering and non-photorealistic rendering. Because I just use basic nodes, right? If I was to go to my shading tab and put a basic shader on.
The reason why I asked is because I think it's about finding a workflow that one that you're satisfied with, and then two that you're capable of doing in a timely fashion. So I'm not limiting it to just tune shading. I'm just saying that.
I thought you were trying to say. Because I mean,
it's not what I said. It's not what I said. I literally said that I don't really like 3D look unless it's really stylized. I didn't say what particular. Like I'm literally showing you this flow thing. It's not too shaded, but they went out of their way to make it look more than just like 3D crap or it's plastic.
That's like more stylized shading
or whatever.
And that would count as NPR. NPR is harder to do than regular photorealistic rendering. That's more of my workflow, right? That's the easier workflow to do. That's basically been the workflow since Disney and Pixar, basically, right? But to do non-photorealistic rendering, you have to break Blender to some degree because Blender and its base form as of right now is not necessarily designed for NPR.
Yeah,
that's why it's so much harder.
Yeah,
she's still falling.
Yeah, I mean, I was just making a point that I'm not really big into the 3D stuff unless they take it and do something different with it as far as the aesthetics go.
You probably have to go the NPR route.
Huh?
You probably have to go down the NPR route.
I was just saying in general, that when it comes to media that I consume or whatever, I'm probably not going to look at a 3D animated short or feature length animation unless the aesthetic really intrigues me. But if it looks like everything else with the overly realistic thing that they're doing now, or it just looks bad, like it's just not well crafted, I'm probably not gonna look at it. Like there's a lot. I was watching this one anime. It's similar to Solo Leveling, but lamer. It's called F-U-N something. I can't remember. But it's a similar concept. And the first few episodes, man, began kind of interesting. It's kind of good. And then, like, as the series progressed, like the art and animation gets worse and worse. And they put a ton of 3D stuff in it, and it just looks so good.
I know exactly. You're talking about the horror one, right?
That's not horror. What is it called?
Dang, I thought you said that horror one. I remember there was a show that released on Cartoon Network. No, Adult Swim, right? It was a horror thing, right?
Air Fuerta. I think this one right here. And some of the beginning stuff was kind of intriguing. I
not to watch this one, bro. This one is, picked a rough one.
He wakes up this vampire. He wakes up this vampire. Hey, let me finish what I'm saying. He wakes up this vampire that's like 300 years old or something like that. He's not sure if he should trust her, but she becomes like this really cool character. He meets this bunny chick who's like really strong. She has this big old hammer. So it was like the setup was actually kind of interesting. And he's like abandoned by he's not abandoned. He's kind of betrayed by his classmates that got spirited to this world, or one of his classmates. So, we know how we were talking about how like trauma can change a person. Like his trauma changed him from coming out as this go-lucky person that wants to protect everyone.
Bro. Let's say right now,
to this person who, but it changes him to this person who just wants to like all he cares about is surviving and getting the hell out of that world. But it began off good, but man, it just got worse and worse and worse with the 3D assets.
Oh, you talking about the dragon, dude? I know you talking about that
dragon. Yeah, the dragon. Oh god, it was so bad.
Yeah, it's so bad. Really bad in this show.
I gotta pull it up. It's so bad. Yeah, this thing. I was like, are you serious right now? And I know it's budget constraints. I know that. I know why they did it. And I was just like, oh my god, it's just so bad.
But you gotta remember, this came out at a time when like 3D wasn't like it was a lot harder, right? There was like it was a trade secret.
When did this come out? When did this come out?
At least 10.
When did this come out?
I was a teenager when this came out, bro. I was still for sure definitely a teenager.
It wasn't. I don't.
Because I remember it came out.
Yeah, I don't know how old it is.
In high school, when this came out. I had to be. I remember this.
I didn't know it was that old. I thought it was something a little bit more recent. Yeah, I didn't know it was that old.
No, it's not. It's I mean, maybe the newest season is, yeah. Oh, it started in 2019? Oh, it started earlier than that.
Yeah, I don't
No,
see
wait,
the dates on it.
I would have still been in high school when I was a kid. No, go back up. I think it might have came out in 2018. Might have been. Or that might have. It might be like the latest season. I don't know what that means. That's.
It's
But yeah, I mean, this
yeah,
was an okay
2019.
to watch if you don't want to. If you don't care about
Yeah,
a
I
serious
guess it's
story,
a little
you
old.
know. But if you don't care about a serious story, this is an okay one to watch. But it kind of falls in line with some of the regular isekai.
Well, I was waiting for the next.
Yeah, isekai. Yeah.
I was waiting for the next episode of Solo Leveling to come out, and I saw this one. I was like, I'll check this out until that comes out. And like I said, I kind of liked how it began, but it just got progressively worse. And the art got progressively worse. I was like, oh my god. Yeah.
But yes, it's like kind of harem isekai kind of thing. It goes more.
I'm not usually a big fan of the isekai stuff. That's kind of why I liked Solo Leveling. They just did away with that whole I'm spirited away to another world. They just got right to the action. Got right to it. I mean, it still has that video. It still has that video game quality to it. But I call it popcorn anime. It just gets straight to the point. It's just fun to watch. And the action scenes.
Konosuba and Re:Zero are the two best isekais, bro.
All right, let's see.
Want to watch isekai? Those are the two to watch. Don't worry about the rest of it.
All right, you guys have anything else to say about independent animation?
No.
Yep. All right, we'll move on to the free form. We'll do like maybe 30 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes of free form conversation. Let me stop sharing my screen here. Make this nice and big. All right. Let's see what you're working on, Carbon. This is one of my favorite animes I've seen in the last maybe 5 years.
I was watching you. I had to get back to the head. I was watching you though.
This junk is good. Yeah, it's
What's it
looking
called
good,
again?
man. Frieren. It's probably the most beautiful anime I've ever seen.
I don't know about all that.
Well, I don't mean like as far as how it looks, even though it does look really good. I mean more like
We're talking about story. The stories.
yeah, the story, like the way it expresses its theme, it's a really beautiful story. I really like what they're doing with it. Really like what they're doing with it. I can't wait for the second season to come out. And it's not like super action packed, but when they do action, it's pretty cool. I mean, it's more like spell magic action, but it's pretty good, man. It's pretty good. Yeah, the way they express certain themes in the anime, like just the very how it begins is cool because it's called Frieren Beyond Journey's End. So it begins after a 10-year adventure that the elf and her friends take to defeat the Demon King. So it begins with them defeating the Demon King, and because she's so long lived, she kind of sees
dies.
yeah, she sees her friends die. She makes new companions, and she's as an elf, she's starting to understand why connections are important, why enjoying simple things are important. Even though she's extremely long lived or whatever. It's just one scene in the anime where they meet like this male elf, and he's jacked, like he's somewhat muscular, and he's a priest. And they ask him, I think they start asking him certain questions, and he tells them, I can't remember what he says, but he basically says like that he's seeking enlightenment through religion so he could find the goddess or the gods or whatever, so that someone can remember his deeds or whatever, right? Because everyone that he's known or whatever is gone. And they have their little time with him, and then he leaves, and they depart, and they go on their way. And then later on, they do a task. They do like a menial task for this really old lady. She wants the statue to be clean because there's like brush and all
Oh, yeah,
over it
I
and
know,
stuff like
yeah,
that. Yeah, so they clean off the brush, and you realize, oh, it's the elf. He is in the statue. Like someone's made an edifice of his likeness, but it was so old. Whatever his deeds were, no one could remember what they were. And I just thought that was really cool, like the way they did that. That given enough time, everything's forgotten. So what matters is the here and now. Uncle Dave was talking about this the other day. He was like, what did he say? Uncle Dave said that the future doesn't exist yet, and the past no longer exists except for in your memories. So what matters is now. Decisions you make now, or whatever. And that's why I like the anime, because it forces you to think about those types of things, but it does it in a really beautiful way. Like it isn't nihilistic. You know what I'm saying? In fact, the characters are looking for heaven so they can meet their old friends again, talk to their old friends again. They're looking for a place called heaven. I don't think they're ever going to find it, or when they get there, it's not going to be what they think it is. But I could be wrong. I haven't read the manga, but I really enjoyed it. It was a real treat. I know it came out a couple years ago. It's not like it's super new, but I definitely missed it because it doesn't seem like something I would normally be interested in. But when I watched it, I was like, man, this is good. So yeah, definitely give it a shot.
I watched some, but I didn't watch all of it though.
It's on the list. It is on the list. I know it. I'm the only person that this matters to, but Berserk 379 came out.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, they're chugging along in that story.
Has Griffith?
How much longer is it gonna go for?
I have no idea. Don't make me lie to you. But it seems like it's getting to that point of the end game.
What even is going to be the end here? I mean, hasn't Guts already lost? Like, what the hell? Like, what is Guts
lost
supposed to win here?
He's lost many times.
What is he supposed to win in the story, though? I mean, even if he kills Griff at this point, I mean, that solves nothing. I mean, his friend still technically died. I mean, I don't know what that would solve. I don't really think it's the ending they even want to go for. I think Berserk is a darker story. I don't think Guts is supposed to get a happy ending. Yeah.
I should be perfectly honest with you. I think he's going to be killed by the end of the story.
Who, Guts?
Yeah, I don't think he's going to make it out of the story. They said it's supposed to be bittersweet, sweet, and usually when it's a bittersweet ending, somebody you like dies.
What's the main conflict in the story right now?
They're fighting in the Kushan Empire. That's
Yeah, but what's their goals? What's their objectives? What are they trying to do?
Oh well, Costco got her mind back, and she was kidnapped again.
Oh gosh.
Oh god.
Well, all right. So,
what Costco? Hold on, before you go, you know who Costco reminds me of? She reminds me of, remember Big Trouble in Little China, where where Jack Burton and Dennis Dunn's character, they're down in the sewers or the basement of under the not Egg Chan, but Lil Pan's domain. And he was like, a girl with green eyes. And he was like, there's so many girls with green eyes. Like, why is it like, you could have done this a long time ago. I was like, what's so special about Costco?
Well, Costco doesn't look like
a lot special with her technically.
Costco doesn't look like it.
The eclipse, because of what Griffin did, Guts kind of hates him,
Yeah, but why? I mean, are they kidnapping him to have something over Guts, or her kidnapping her to have something over Guts?
They still haven't explained that. Like,
oh, okay.
So it's the Moonlight Boy, bro. It's the Moonlight Boy.
The
Moonlight Boy is his son, right?
Yeah,
The
that's their
Moonlight Boy is
son.
Griffith. It's
Didn't
supposed
the
to be
Moonlight
Griffith,
Boy
though,
have
right?
some control over Griffith? You know, didn't
I thought the
Griffith
Moonlight.
try to kill somebody, and then the Moonlight Boy stopped him?
I thought it was
Okay.
Griffith.
It is Griffith.
Yeah.
They share a body. Like when the Moonlight comes out, it's one person, and when it goes away, it's Griffith.
Yeah, he
Well, they're two
basically
different
used
people.
the child to reincarnate with his body. Basically, remember he still has like the
Yeah.
Batman body. He used their
Okay.
child to reincarnate. Basically.
Yeah. So they're two people sharing a body. It's not the same
Yes.
person with a different form. Okay, I got you.
Yes. And that was like, you find that was like Kentaro Miura's last chapter he drew before he passed away.
That's sad.
And everybody was like, hey, well, technically, like it was so great that they could have ended it right there. And like, okay, well, that's a really bittersweet ending that you find out that the last that Griffith basically screwed him over one last time and took their kid's body. But let's see.
You know, Griffith did what
So
he had to do to win. He had to do that, bro. He wanted to win.
So after that happened, the island that they were on, Griffith basically he destroyed it. He brought all the creatures, like all the people who were buried down in this island, who was supposed to be this paradise where they can sit back and relax and not worry about any of the demonic world. And Griffith said, "Fuck that! It's always on site. I'm gonna fuck you." Like, and he basically like destroyed the island and like took Casca, and he said,
what's Griffith's motivation if he's got all this power now? Why doesn't he just go do his own thing?
Or he wanted to be the king or whatever. Now he's the king, and you know.
Well, he's still technically he's still not the king. He hasn't married Charlotte yet.
I mean, he's basically the leader at this point. Let's be honest. Like,
He is the leader. Like they all do defer to him.
I
But
mean, at this point, they got to kind of accept him as king. Like, who's going to challenge? They said, "You're not the king. You just kill him." They can't really.
I mean, aren't there other kingdoms? Why don't he just go find his own kingdom?
well, no, he's.
I mean, that's not how. Remember, just like the royalty kind of thing. Remember, because realistically, Griffith couldn't be. That's why he had to kind of do what he had to do because he couldn't become king because
Yeah, but there's other kingdoms, right?
Yeah.
There's other kingdoms, right?
Yeah, there's other
Why not-
kingdoms, but
Why not just go? Why not just go? You know.
all
make
right.
your own
So
You might not accept him as king, man. It's like a royalty thing. You still have to be accepted into the family.
No,
you
hold
know?
on. Okay, there is reasoning but why he took over Midland. Well, he didn't know why he was taking over Midland from the beginning at the start. Because if you remember at the beginning of the story, he was they're actually fighting on the other side.
Yeah.
Like they're fighting for Tudor. So the reason why it's all like he is basically a prophesied person. He is like the hawk of darkness, and they had to go to and like the land that they're in was called Midland. Is something like a town, a city, a land that's named old and new. So Midland was like the center point, like the capital of this Great King Geyseric's kingdom. So basically, and Charlotte is supposed to be like the last person from Geyseric's line. So it's all
I got you. So he wants to marry into the bloodline.
Yeah, basically.
When he wouldn't be the king though, he'd just be the king consort. Unless the rules don't work that way.
Well, Charlotte is just weak, so
Yeah, she wouldn't have been a good ruler. She would have got defeated anyway.
yeah, she's just weak. Like
And the king was kind of crazy. The king actually obsessed over his daughter. He liked her in a weird way.
Yeah,
That's why Griffith didn't with her originally. You know, that's why he was so mad when he was sleeping with her. That's why he was like, extra mad because he said, that's my girl. You're trying to sleep with my girl. It's kind of
yeah.
Oh, he was doing some incest type shit.
Yeah, he was trying to.
It's some crazy stuff.
Jesus.
Like
that's why he punished Griffith so much. That's why he tortured him to that degree.
Like
wow, we're talking about that anime Berserk. I hear you. I was like, I didn't know Berserk got that crazy. It's like, geez.
You didn't know that, bro? Dude, even the animals are crazy in that show, bro. What do you mean? Like,
no, I didn't know. I thought the king. I didn't know the king of Midland was that.
There's some crazy stuff in it. So it's like the world that Griffith lives in. Like like people want to get mad at Griffin, bro, but look at the world he lives in. Like he has some validations to want to be a god. You know, it's like even if the app wasn't that like if you just look at something, everything's crazy now. It's just an evil world to live in. Like it's actually evil. So it's like they live in a really bad world. Like I kind of
it is messed up. It is messed up. Like
I understand what Griffin did, what he did, bro.
Well,
right? No, I understand it though.
No. See, the reason why I don't get down with Griffin is this. Like he was wanted to basically he was treating everybody like toys. He was treating all his people that were devoted to him like toys. The dreams didn't mean anything. And finally, when Guts came to the point where, you know, I want to be my own man. And
he couldn't handle it. Yeah.
He couldn't handle it. Like, you know, I want to be my own man. I want to, like, if we're not friends, when I'm devoting my life to you and you won't respect me, anybody until they get on par with you, I can't do that sitting under you. So I gotta go do my own thing. So, with all due respect, fuck Rick and everything he came in for.
So I don't know about all that, bro.
I mean, I remember that's what happened in the anime for sure.
As what happened in the book, in the manga, because Guts just completed a mission for him, and when he killed the king's brother and nephew.
Yeah, he didn't think Guts was going to get that powerful or as strong, I should say.
He didn't, and
he thought he was always going to have me under his foot. Yeah. Griffith got caught sleeping, and Guts was like training his ass off.
Yeah, and when Griffith, Casca and Griffith came up, and Guts came up to him, and he's talking to Charlotte. He said like, well, she was asking like, oh, well, who do you consider your friends? And like, what about your loyal soldiers? He says, yeah, they're my loyal soldiers, and yeah, they'll die for me and everything, but they ain't shit to me. Basically, like, yo, matter of fact, you can tell from the first.
What happens when you decide to be a soldier? That's kind of how it is,
dude.
No, that's kind of how it is. You decide to be a soldier, you kind of sacrifice yourself inside your life. It's kind of.
And the thing about it is,
I'm missing the point.
You sign.
Hey, yo, okay, hold on.
Once you sign, you don't really have a choice anymore.
Hold on. It's different with Guts compared to everybody else, because Griffith actually cared for Guts, rather than just saying like, "Hey, man, you're my best friend." Griffith was so he had Guts. He cared so much for Guts that he basically said, "You know what? I'm gonna throw it all away for some pussy that they would have gave me on a platter." So, and like matter of fact, it was implied that, you know, Griffith would have sacrificed everybody if Guts didn't like show up to try to protect him. Because when they're running away, like when they were running away from Wild and everything, you know, and he saw that Casca and Guts are getting close, you know, that harbored jealousy. Like, you know, here I am broken, and this man is looking like looking strong and I lost her devotion. All the things came into play were playing into his mind, and he just couldn't handle it. And when he got the power again, the ability like to basically lord over them again, he abused the hell out of them again. He's like, okay, well,
yeah, some people with power do.
I came back just to see that if I cared or not. And guess what? I don't.
He's a narcissist.
Yes, he is.
I'm like, well, sometimes you want to win, you got to take from others. Sometimes it's like it's a dog eat world, and sometimes only one person can win. Sometimes only one person can have the trophy.
But see what you're saying. You're missing the point of the whole story.
Yeah. If you think about it, right, he had men that were loyal to him. He had a woman that loved him. He had a friend, almost an equal, that would have died by his side. And because he didn't appreciate
his dream was to still be king. You saw the scene before he transformed.
No,
you know what I'm saying.
You need to look at narcissist. You like to interrupt people. Hold on. You like to
be a human. What do you mean?
Let me finish what I'm saying. The point is that he had something that was more valuable than being a king, right? He had people that were loyal to him. You know, kings can demand that type of loyalty if they're good kings, but the bad ones got to pay for it. But what we're saying is Griffith didn't have to pay for it.
He was already a
You know what I'm
king.
saying?
You just couldn't
People
see it.
already,
He was
people
not a
already.
king.
Yeah, that you said it perfectly. You said it perfectly. He could have. Let's say he literally could have made his own kingdom with the power that he was accruing. You know, but because he had this. It's one thing to have desire, and it's the other thing to be corrupted by desire.
He needed the title.
Right.
He couldn't see that he already had it.
Yeah.
He did not have the title. Like, I don't know what you guys talking about. He was just a leader of an army. That's not a king. His dream was, to be a king. He had to step forward.
He's still young. He doesn't get it.
He doesn't get it at all.
Yeah, you don't get it.
Yeah, he's gonna get it. What are you talking about, bro? He wasn't.
You really don't get it. He was already a king and his crew amongst his soldiers.
They already had that type of respect for him. Is what we're trying to say. He could have turned. He literally could have been.
The respect.
He could have been.
They weren't his friends.
The point is, he could have forged his own path and become a king if he actually cared about the people around him, because they cared about him. That's the point we're trying to make. That's what we're trying to make. But to say he made enemies of everybody.
I mean, he still got what he wanted.
He's a narcissist.
No, he still hasn't gotten what he wants.
What do he has? He's a king now.
He is not a king.
All powerful.
Absolute, like you said earlier, absolute power corrupts. Absolutely, he's not a king. He is not king.
I'm sorry, he's a king.
He is not a king, and he's not all powerful. He's still answering to somebody in the comics, even with all that power. But when he had all the power he needed, it wasn't enough for him.
I'm sorry, he was the leader of the Vanderhawk. He was not a king. He's a king now because all the power he has and all the sacrifice he's had to make to achieve that power.
Again, you're not hearing what we're saying to you. He is not a king.
Bro, he is.
He's still answering to somebody.
What do you mean? He works with the Godhead. He doesn't answer. He works with them now. That's the agreement. He's not to work with them.
No, he's working for the Godhead, and the Godhead worked for the idea of evil. So, yeah, you didn't know about that, did you?
I thought it was the Godhead. I thought he worked with them now. So it's like
that's what you get for thinking.
I mean, but he still got his goal at the end of the day. I'm sorry, he still got his goal. He's leading over people. He's leading over the world. He really controls the kingdom. It's not Charlotte does not control the kingdom because he controls Charlotte now. So if he controls Charlotte, he's still the leader of that kingdom. If you control the personality of the kingdom, he's your leader, right?
He's trying to build a empire that rivals Grand Supreme King Geyser. He only ruled over Midland. Nothing else. He's going to go fight another empire right now in the books.
He'll definitely win. Like not gonna beat him.
Will he?
Yes, he will.
No, he won't. There's no
for telling God power, dude. How's that the kingdom gonna be him?
How many animations in fairy foo-foos have you watched where gods got humbled?
That's probably like the main character, bro. I don't think Guts is gonna fight for the other side to defeat Griffith. Like Guts doesn't seem the kind of character want to go on the army.
You don't know yet. We really don't know yet.
Guts has no ability to beat Griffith at all. Like that army, that can't be him.
Do you know that?
Does Guts still have that armor?
Yes.
Yeah, but I can't beat Griffith though. I'm sorry. Like, Guts at his current level.
Hold on. All right. Once again, you don't know anything. Hold on. Once again, you don't know anything because when the Skull Knight had the armor, there were a whole different set of God Hand, and they're all gone except for Void. So
we don't know if they were killed though.
There can only be 5 members of a God Hand. If they were all alive, we would have 8 members of the God Hand. There's only 5 now.
That does not necessarily mean they were killed.
Okay. Let me pull out my
guys. There's a couple things I want to ask, and then we're going to call it a night. First thing is, does Guts still have the armor? That armor that
Yeah.
he sells
Yeah.
it.
Well, he still has it, but it's not in his possession.
what? Did it make sense?
All right. So
Armor would kill him.
I gotta know
before
if he still has
before
it.
I-
How is it not in his possession?
all
Yeah,
right.
go ahead.
So after the island got destroyed, they're on the ship, and like Guts was going through Guts has never been defeated this bad. He got after the eclipse, he went out ready for war. So while marching through after the island got shut down, the berserker armor takes away his eyesight, sense of taste, all his senses, and he didn't use it when Griffith came to the island, but the berserker's armor, he has a basically inner demon that talks to him I can give you all the power in the world, you just gotta let me have control. So Guts went to go reach out for the demon, and all the chains he had on the demon mentally, it shattered. There's no restraints on it anymore. And just as that happened, the Kushans came and basically took over the ship, the ship they were on.
Doesn't it destroy his body though?
Yeah, it destroys his body too, because Guts is only 24 in the manga, and he looks like a 50-year-old man.
Yeah,
his body does anyway. And then Slan, when he was matter of fact, he saw in that god awful Berserk 2017.
how could they release such a tragedy?
Man, it was bad, but it wasn't that bad.
It was terrible. It was terrible.
Really bad.
It was what
They
happened
did
with
the
that?
best they could, bro.
What happened was Slan had cut him across the chest, and there wasn't a physical wound. It was he has a scar on his soul now too. So that happened, and then when because he's not using the armor properly, it takes away everything. And I don't think only thing is I don't think there's anybody on the planet now to teach him how to use it correctly, because the dwarf who made the armor, he disappeared with the island. And Skull Knight, he'll sit there and say causality tells you need to go this way, but you must go that way before you go this way. He's always so damn cryptic. He's no damn help. so
yeah, because he used the armor once, right? Didn't it used to be his?
Yeah,
armor?
it was his armor.
Yeah,
the berserker armor takes shape of the owner's inner demon. That's why it's shaped like a skull. So it's
all right. It's my last question. Then we're gonna get out of here. Have they made an Invincible video game?
No.
I was just curious about it. I thought maybe Carbon would know something about that.
No, they have not made no kind of game yet. I mean, shouldn't they wait for the series to finish for them to game?
I don't know how that stuff works out. I mean, I heard they were making a live action movie too.
Yeah, they are.
Why are they doing that?
Because
no, do we really need it? It's do we really need it? Yeah,
we don't need it. We really don't. I think it's honestly just a waste of money. I think it's honestly a waste of money. But hey, Hollywood's going to do what Hollywood to do.
We've been doing it for a couple hours. Let's give our last thoughts here. We'll go to you first, Mr. Mutundo. What have you been working on?
I just started sketching on something new because I can't get the lighting right on his hair. The shadow on his hair. But I finished the mustache. Well, the first sketches of the mustache. But I like it. I was watching.
I like the look. I like the look, yeah.
And I like the scouter / monocle I put on him.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool. What is the scouter? What does it read? What does it read?
I haven't decided yet, but since, like I said, this is a passion project pretty much, because each character has, I'm taking away from some people's personality, and
you know what it should be? It should be a bullshit scouter.
I was thinking that.
He'll be like, that's a bullshit, sir. Stop the bullshit.
Like I was really thinking about
the bullshit scouter reads 9,000. what do you say? 10,000? What did
it's
you
over 9,000.
Is it 9,000? All right,
because
go ahead.
Because I'm still like, remember when we were brainstorming that one day, and I came up with this character, and like the main character is gonna rush into his lab and like, hey, I need a gun. He just turns around in this chair, and then this is matter of fact, this is the scene because I'm not having the background. The door just flies open, and he's like, I need a gun. Well, and he turns around and is like James Bond villain chair. Well, which gun do you want? And the whole wall just comes up with guns and weapons and mass destruction. Like I saw matter of fact, I saw Sanford Green. You all know if y'all don't know him out there,
shout out to Sanford Green.
He
does a Columbia native, right?
Actually he's from the town my father is from, Greeleyville.
Okay, I know that.
Yeah, because I didn't know it either. Because when I first met him, we were just talking about music, and I didn't know who he was at first.
Yeah,
and then we like he has like he's real. Even though we're not that further apart in age, he's been a real inspiration because he's a local guy into the same thing.
Mm-hmm. He made it big. Yeah,
he made it big. Sometimes all it takes is that person willing to re-spark that interest in you. So, and like his books have been real inspiration for me. Like, and one part of this guy is this character is one of my good friends. I won't mention no names.
Y'all know it's supposed to be me.
But one part is that, and then he has this really smart character in his book. Like, he has this really smart character in his kind
of looks like Derry a little bit, doesn't he?
Well, the no hair, but
have they finished?
They're doing the news.
Have they finished Bitter Roots?
No, I think they're doing a second next generation.
You're more gonna be like. You're doing what?
They have this.
Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah.
And
you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. Bitterroot is just like, it's dope.
I didn't catch anything you said. You completely.
I said and I didn't say anything, but Bitterroot was just dope. And then it's a local black artist who he likes the same type. He likes the same type of music we like, and he likes
who
he's in the comics, and he's cool ass dude. So.
Yeah, Sanford Green is dope, man. His art's always been dope too. I know when we get our comic book show comics, one of the comics we're gonna review is Bitter Roots. And he kind of reminds me of Derry. He looks a little bit like Derry. Like he'd be cousins or something. All right, moving on to Mr. Carbon here. Let's expand you here. Working on Miss Freeran, the elf that's been alive for more than 1,000 years. It looks good. I'm already seeing the likeness. It's looking good. It's looking good, man.
So now I'm trying to do it. I was having my pure rep, but I'm trying to do what you did that smirk face. And I think it's in the second episode. I think the second, third episode. But yeah, that's the face I'm trying to do right now. It's
just a beautiful anime. Yeah, it's just a beautiful anime, man. I remember they have like this power or this ability it kind of reminds me of Nin. What do they call it? Mana? What do they call it? I can't remember what it's called in the show.
I don't remember a whole lot about that.
But in one of the trials they have to go through to pass some kind of mage test or whatever, it's just one scene where they have to catch like this bird. You think it's real simple? Okay, they got magic. It's easy to catch this freaking little bird or whatever, right? Dude, this bird can like fly at supersonic speeds. It was like effing them up, dude. It was really hard to catch because it can sense the mana that they emit. So what she does is the aura that her mana creates, she makes it kind of like implode into her body so she can't sense it. And she just sits by this lake, and she's like almost just with one with nature, to the point where like birds and like butterflies like landing on her. And then this one giant owl looking creature that was killing everybody, it's kind of like just sat down by her and started drinking some water. And that's how she was able to catch the bird. I mean, it's just such a cool anime. I really enjoyed it. It was just so different. I guess maybe because as I'm getting older, like I enjoy much more story-driven, character-driven stories. And I still like my action, don't get me wrong. That's why I'm watching things like Solo Leveling and Daima. But I just really appreciated Frieren. I thought it was just such a good story. It's definitely worth watching.
Well, Solo Leveling actually has a very good story. At first, like, I've never been somebody to jump into anything like when everybody's jumping on it. Like, hey, you need to watch this. What the fuck for? Because he says, yeah, because it's dope. Why is it dope? Maybe you find it dope, but
it's just a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. You get to, it's like watching somebody play a video game. Like you watching them level up.
I actually sat there and I sat there one night and I was like, you know what? I have exhausted all my TV shows, and there's nothing on. So let me try this out. I've been like that for the last couple series. Like I was like that with Game of Thrones. Well, actually, you introduced me to Game of Thrones, and Fallout. I didn't watch that until
that Fallout show was good, bro.
Yeah, it is. It's very good.
That's a good show.
But there's been like very few shows that I have to like. Oh man, I have to watch this. And Soul Leveling is actually up there.
Yeah, man, it's a lot of fun, man. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, and I think it's Korean, actually. Isn't it Korean?
Yeah.
The
South Koreans are on point.
Yeah. You know what I don't like? I don't like the Chinese animes. I just don't like how they sound.
They look good, but you're right.
Yeah, I don't like how it sounds. It's the sound. It don't sound right.
You're right. Yeah. You're exactly right. Because I remember I saw this one Chinese animation where the guy was whooping people's ass, but I didn't understand shit that was going on with it. I'm like, man, like, because like the guy had fire powers and his brother was there, and his brother got beat up, and after his brother got beat up, he just went off. And I'm like, man, what is this? The crouching monkey. The crouching monkey kicks the hat. I'm like, oh, what the fuck?
All right. Last but not least, I wanted to show you guys kind of what I've been, sketching on here. The basic outlines for her outfit here. I think I'm gonna stick with the leotard thing, but I made it so that it's a little bit more. If I put on the sketch here. For this one on the sketch, it's a little bit more, it covers a little bit more of her hips, but to kind of differentiate a little bit from Poison Ivy's thing, I made it so that it doesn't cover her hips as much. I'm giving her a similar kind of like arm thing. That'll be same as the white part of the leotard. I'm going to keep the vines, but I don't have as much on her arm. She has like some ringlets, the Egyptian ringlet thing on her bicep there. I'm going to have the wreath. Before I had the wreath kind of like extending out. I don't really like it. So I'm just going to have the wreath kind of like just big leaves, kind of like make almost like a star looking thing. And I pretty much left the legs the same. You'll have a little bit more vines on the right leg and some more ringlets on that. But this would be like her base clothing form, the first clothes that she kind of gets after she's born. And then you'll add on top of that, the different layers depending on what season it is or whatever. So yeah. Good night, man.
Good night,
Uncle David says good night to everybody.
Yeah, good night.
They say good night, Uncle David. But yeah. So if there's anything else, we'll sign off, man. That's another showdown. We do this every week, man. We stay consistent, and I have been clipping the shows. I'm going to make another channel called Shooting the Breeze Clips, where I upload our show is kind of broken up into topics. I'm waiting for John to send me some thumbnails so I can go ahead and upload those and make that whatever. So what I do is as I'm sketching or drawing, I'll listen to the show, and then when I hear it's going to a new topic, I'll cut it. That way it makes it easy to blend. We need to start doing something like every time we do we go to a new topic, we do something like clap or say a really loud saying so I can see it really easily on the timeline when I take it into Premiere. And then I can just easily cut it. But yeah. Anything else, guys, before we go?
I'm good, my brother.
Yeah.
All right. You guys keep working on your stuff, man. Good job, Carbon. Good job, Almighty Nintendo. When are you gonna get some pages done, though?
You talking to me or him?
Talking
Both.
to Nintendo.
I was about to say, I got a long way if I get the pages, bro.
Hey, when are you gonna get them pages done, Nintendo? I haven't seen one page yet.
He's kind of right about that, yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
To
don't
be
let
fair,
me
you-
start pages
If
before-
I keep on working at this consistency, I should be knocking them out soon.
That's
Because I'm just getting ideas. Because that's why I went back to this sketch I have just put up right now.
Yeah.
Well, we're looking at yours. So we can't tell what we can't tell what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
I'm getting to it. Yeah.
So, and the other thing is, I don't want to get easily distracted by putting a bunch of drawings up.
Have you
So
done all
it's-
your Have you done all your character designs? All the characters are gonna be in the first issue.
Yes. Matter of fact, you helped me with a whole bunch of them. I have the chicken boy, the hater, the villain, and the 3 crones, and Brother Truth.
All right then.
Thanks.
So that's it. We'll call it a day here. And next Friday we were gonna talk about what did we say? Oh, the Gorge.
Captain America.
We're gonna
The
watch the
Gorge
Gorge
and Captain
movie.
America.
You guys want to go
We're
see
gonna
Captain? I don't really want to see it. You guys want to see
I
it?
don't want to see it either, but
No.
give us something to talk about.
No,
Yeah,
man, that's a waste of money, bro. I'm not trying to waste
Yeah.
money on that.
Let's talk about it when it comes out on
No,
streaming.
since
How
it's
about
go to movies now.
yeah, let's talk about when it comes out on streaming. I don't really think.
Man, people can't afford eggs. You want us to go see bad movies?
Exactly, bro.
I ain't really trying to see that trash. I'm not gonna lie. I do want to go see Sinners when it comes out. We'll go see that together. And
You guys are getting old, bro. You guys don't have time to spare like that, bro.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll go see Sinners.
You might be old, but you sound like you want to kill yourself.
All right. With that, we're out of here. Thanks everybody for showing up, even though I don't think I should.
What the hell, bro?
But yeah. All right. I'll see you guys later.
All right. Hey, Brian, jump on the Discord real quick.